Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of Pro Wrestling Collision. I'm Kevin Huntsberger, joined by Jerome Cuson from Pro Wrestling Pondering. Jerome, welcome aboard.
It's great to be here. For the last month, all I've heard is about Pro Wrestling Collision. The talk is over. We've got a tournament that starts here tonight. I'm very excited. The winner of this tournament will get a #1 contendership spot to compete for the PWC heavyweight title.
That's right, all of our preceding champions carry over. So the tag team champions, Ace Hawkins and Brandon Espinosa, the heavyweight champion, Edmund Livewire McGuire, and of course the No Limits champion, Joey O'Reilly. But first, let's go to the ring from executive producer and owner, Chris Hagstrom.
Kevin, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pro Wrestling Collision! For those of you who do not know me, my name is Chris Hagstrom. I am the owner and executive producer of Pro Wrestling Collision. What you're going to see in Pro Wrestling Collision, we're not trying to revolutionize the wrestling business. We're trying to bring you one thing. We're going to bring you the best wrestling action in the region and coming to you via a computer screen. Over the next 2 episodes, you will witness the Collision Cup Tournament. It is an 8-man tournament that is going to feature the best and brightest. I would now like to bring out the individuals. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the participants of the Collision Cup Tournament. These are the gentlemen that are a part of the Collision Cup Tournament. Now, gentlemen, you were under the impression that you were part of this tournament to determine the #1 contender for the Pro Wrestling Collision Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring it out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome official Brandon Toll. I'll get to that in just a moment. Yes, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I spoke to the champion Edmund Livewire McGuire over the phone this morning. Mr. McGuire informed me that he would not be able to fulfill his obligations. He completely regrets not being able to be here. However, the Pro Wrestling Collision Cup Tournament will continue, ladies and gentlemen. However, over the next 2 episodes, you will not see a man fight for the #1 contendership. But gentlemen, you will be fighting for the Pro Wrestling Collision Heavyweight Championship.
Wow.
Huge news there.
That is a big announcement.
I mean, you go from #1 contender to your 3 matches away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Collision Cup over the next 2 episodes will crown the new Pro Wrestling Collision champion. These 8 individuals have that opportunity. And when we come back after this commercial break, we're going to find out just who is going to be in that tournament. So ladies and gentlemen, stick around. The Collision Cup tournament is next.
If it rocks, it's TAO Rocks. TAO Rock 92.7.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Hagstrom.
I'm Kevin Huntsberger.
And I'm Adam Testa. And if you're looking for the smartest and snarkiest commentary on professional wrestling, look no further than From the Rafters Radio.
Sometimes Aaron Heller and Chet Smart join us, but, you know, they're not really that important.
That's From the Rafters Radio each Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time at WGGH.net or Monster Radio 1150 a.m.
Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest is set for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit and is an opening round match in the Collision Cup tournament. Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by Christian Rose from Pleasantville, Kentucky, Matt Cage. And his opponent, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he weighs 160 pounds. He is the Pro Wrestling Collision No Limits champion, Joey O'Reilly! This match is set for 1 fall.
Very exciting. This is the inaugural episode of Pro Wrestling Collision. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kevin Huntsberger, joined by Jerome Cuson from Pro Wrestling Ponderings. We appreciate him making the trip down from the Chicago area for this very special episode. This is the very first match for Pro Wrestling Collision as well.
I mean, this is a huge opportunity. You're talking about 8 guys who are expecting just to get a cup and a #1 contendership. Now, all 8 of these men are just 3 matches away from becoming the PWC champion.
That's right.
Huge.
Yeah, Matt Cage going in, getting caught though in a headlock by Joey O'Reilly, who of course is the Pro Wrestling Collision No Limits champion at this point. Very first episode, as we've mentioned, first match, and
well, I think you've got to look at O'Reilly's situation. He's already got a title, so he almost has nothing to lose. But the idea of walking away with 2 titles, making more money, that has to appeal to him.
absolutely, he wants that gold. I think all the men in our locker room do. Only 8 were chosen by Pro Wrestling Collision front office staff to compete in this very special tournament. And we go for another, well, thought it was going to be a collar and elbow, but Matt Cage quickly turning that into a hammerlock.
Well, I think what everyone needs to do is they need to take a close look at what Matt Cage is doing. He's trying to, sort of wear O'Reilly out. He's trying to adapt his style a little bit, especially over the last year. Changing his style, trying to be more rugged, taking away from the flash a little bit.
That's right.
That doesn't mean he won't still kick you in the stomach.
Sporting a mouth guard these days too as well, and he may need it by the time this tournament is over, but I think Joey O'Reilly might benefit from one at this point.
And these uppercuts are exactly what I'm talking about when I say more rugged. This isn't about going off the top rope. This is just about hitting someone in the face.
That's right. Matt Cage, 1/2, or I guess 1/3 of Team Overkill. Of course, Zach Sawyer out here showing his support of his mentor, Matt Cage, as Cage whips O'Reilly into the ropes, but he's the one that goes down. O'Reilly jumps over quick. Leapfrog, beautiful.
Don't let O'Reilly's size fool you. He can be as strong and as powerful as anyone.
And showing it right there.
Into the fireman's carry here. And what's he going to do with him? Oh, he is
Squatting
powerlifting him up.
Oh!
Samoa drop. Beautiful move by O'Reilly there.
Well, he capitalized on it. Joey O'Reilly is often the best when he is in the air, but he can mat wrestle as well. And Matt Cage already calling for a quick break here.
Well, you know, there are no timeouts in wrestling, but what Matt Cage is doing is he's trying to slow things down a little bit. You know, and here we go. Baseball slide dropkick misses, and to the outside they go.
Oh! You do not want to get in a situation where you're brawling outside here, because a double count out leads to trouble. You don't go anywhere in this tournament. It's a 1-1.
Oh, and a fireman's carry right into the side of the ring there. Just a huge move by Cage. That could very well turn the tide.
You know, I didn't think Matt Cage could get any more brutal or rugged, but he is showing it right here in this opening round matchup here for the Collision Championship, Pro Wrestling Collision Championship. A 2 count there by referee Brandon Toll.
And what Cage has to do is he's got to stay with him, and there's that headbutt back again to the ruggedness of Matt Cage. And when you're trying to adapt your style, as Cage is doing, you know, a tournament is a tough place to do it, but he's really got to make sure he's got everything in tow as he tries to advance.
Setting him up here for a suplex, perhaps. Holding him a lot of airtime there, that blood draining right to the head of Joey O'Reilly. And the strength of Matt Cage, and comes down hard.
And that just shows the power of Matt Cage. I mean, this is a guy, you know, who you don't think of as being a power wrestler, but you really are seeing the change in his style. And it's such a huge part of who he's going to try to become.
That's right. It's a fresh start, a fresh beginning for Pro Wrestling Collision. And I think Matt Cage is adapting accordingly, and another uppercut, a powerful one, taking O'Reilly down to the mat this time.
Well, you know, these two have wrestled a number of times in the Midwest, and the key is that when you know each other so well, the important thing is to change your game and to adapt. And right now it looks like Matt Cage has done a better job as we see Zach Sawyer choking O'Reilly right on the middle rope.
Yeah, referee Brandon Toll distracted by Matt Cage, who's jaw-jacking with the fans, who earlier were chanting, "You can't wrestle," which is obviously not the case, as Matt Cage, one of the finest up-and-coming stars in the Midwest, in my opinion at least.
Well, I think the fans know he can wrestle, but they're just trying to get under his skin.
And it works too. Oh!
And there's a knee to the side of the head, unbelievable.
That aggression coming through once again. We've talked about it throughout this match, Jerome. Going for a very sloppy, nonchalant cover, and not quite enough.
That seems like more of a taunting cover, as if to say, I'm in control of this match, I'm controlling you, there's nothing you can do except try to kick out.
And Joey O'Reilly does just that. He has faced insurmountable odds before.
And O'Reilly, that's a great clothesline. Oh, but Cage, did he catch him?
He did.
My.
Look at this. Well.
Into the fireman's carry here. And what's he going to do with him? He can just about put him anywhere he wants. Oh! A straight gut buster.
Right across the abdomen there. Hooked both legs, but still not enough. And I think even more aggression is going to start oozing out here, as Cage is clearly getting frustrated.
And he slows the pace down, going to the waist lock here, trying to slow things down. I think this is really important, to try to slow O'Reilly down, and then he can't hit all of those pretty moves he likes to hit.
That's right, keep him on the mat. And I think Matt Cage is going to be better off, because once Joey O'Reilly hits those ropes and starts flying, it's all bets are off for sure.
And these back elbows, these are huge, as he's got to get out of this hold here.
Oh!
Another kick to the back of the head.
And that one takes Joey O'Reilly down to his knees.
Oh, that's a version of a bulldog. I don't even know how you call that, but whatever it is, again, showing the aggression.
Some acrobatics going on here. Oh!
Front Russian leg sweep there from O'Reilly, and O'Reilly's got to recover now. You know, he's got a few seconds. Take the time, get your breath. You know, you've got to win 3 matches here. We've got a 15-minute time limit, but he's got to try to recover.
That's right. This is a marathon, not a sprint for sure, as someone is going to wrestle 3 matches and then be crowned the very first ever Pro Wrestling Collision Heavyweight Champion. And these two are going fist for fist, or I guess some of them are open-handed here, and forearms as well.
I think the key is that O'Reilly is actually getting the advantage, shockingly enough. Cage catches the foot, back elbow. Oh, the double chops and a kick to the midsection. Unbelievable. Matt Cage is doing a really good job of just keeping things at his pace, using the strikes to his advantage.
That's right. You strike that midsection abdomen diaphragm area, and you're going to take a lot of breath out of a guy. Nice kick there.
Handspring kick, running shooting star press, and he doesn't cover though.
Did not capitalize.
He clearly thinks he can't get the 3 count.
Oh!
There's a kick to the back of the head. Cover 1, 2. Oh!
Not nearly enough. Both these men in the opening minutes of this first round match are spent. You can see the fatigue starting to come across both their faces.
Oh, what a vicious kick there by Cage, and that could be the knockout blow. Thankfully, the ropes were right there for O'Reilly.
I think they heard that one out on the strip in Carbondale. Oh, just dumps him over the top rope.
And that shows Cage has no regard for O'Reilly, his opponent, if he's just going to toss him into the top rope there.
Nice shoulder top block right there into the midsection of Matt Cage this time.
And O'Reilly loves to use the top rope, and he goes for a DDT, but Cage counters. Oh, and O'Reilly blocks the twisting fisherman suplex.
Grab that top rope. You got to know where you are at all times. Joey O'Reilly once again.
Springboard DDT, beautiful move.
Absolutely, he needs to capitalize, Jerome, and I think he's pretty spent. Hooks the leg.
Oh, and Cage kicked out. He was near the ropes, but he had to kick out. The referee a little out of position there, but he was smart enough to kick out.
Joey O'Reilly back up on his feet. Matt Cage trying, but gets a little help from O'Reilly.
Big right hand in the corner. O'Reilly's spending a little too much time talking to the fans. He's really got to try to wrap this up.
Oh!
Oh, what a knee.
Those striking, aggressive, rugged moves by Matt Cage. Now he's up on the second rope.
Cage misses whatever he was going for off the top. Oh, and they go head-to-head, and both men, they are a little down here.
Look at this, though. Cage taking advantage of it. But O'Reilly able to kick out. I think Cage is just as stunned and out of it as O'Reilly is.
I think the ring positioning is what benefited him there, as he was sort of able to just sit on top of him and get the lateral press. Only two, though.
And you mentioned it earlier, Jerome. These two have wrestled each other multiple times. They know each other very well inside and out of that ring. And they're putting on another fantastic show right here for the fans in Carbondale.
Well, I think this shows what the heavyweight championship means. You want to be on the top of the card. You want to have those bookings. Oh, amazing strike. Oh!
Hooks the leg.
That's a version of the zigzag there as he gets to.
Not quite enough to put away Joey O'Reilly.
And O'Reilly now going out to the outside, maybe trying to recover a little bit. But he's got to stay in the ring, and he's got to try to recover here.
Very first matchup for Pro Wrestling Collision. It will determine who goes on to the semifinals in the Collision Cup, or I guess now it's the Collision Championship.
Well, I guess you get both a cup and a title.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd rather have the title.
Absolutely,
and
and Zach Sawyer!
Oh, Zach Sawyer, back of the head may have hit his, the barricade.
Matt Cage inadvertently taking out his partner in crime here.
And that is very, very unfortunate, but Cage really has to focus here on O'Reilly. This distraction could prove fatal.
Look at this!
And Cage lets Sawyer take the bullet for him. That's not a bad move, actually, on his part.
No, not at all.
Oh, and a spin kick on the outside. But these two got to get back in the ring here.
Sawyer, an apprentice of sorts, an intern, if you will, for Team Overkill, trying to get a permanent spot. And O'Reilly now climbing to that top rope. This could be it for Matt Cage.
When O'Reilly goes to the top rope, you never know what he's going to do. The 450 splash, he calls it killer abs, misses. But that could prove to be fatal. These top rope moves are high risk for a reason.
That's right. Time to kill.
Cage calls for the end here. What's he going to do? It's a Cobra clutch version here. As he's going for the submission, and O'Reilly going down right away.
Down fast and cutting that circulation off to the brain here. You put him to sleep pretty darn fast.
And that speaks to how deep into the match that we are, that this move is so effective so quickly.
No. O'Reilly not giving up just yet. He's still got that fight in him. We saw it before.
Well, these fans are great, and they are really behind him. Oh!
Look at that!
Fantastic counter, and you take the Cobra clutch, use the counter there. Unbelievable.
Joey O'Reilly going on to the
Matt
semifinals.
Like that. Oh boy, Matt Cage attacking right away here.
And here comes Christian Rose.
Here comes the rest of Team Overkill. Obviously not happy about Matt Cage losing. O'Reilly trying to fight him off.
Man, just the aggression. Oh.
And he calls that, the money shots because he uses the knees. Get it?
Yes, very clever call for there, and Joey O'Reilly feeling the pain now as several fists were flying
here comes
there.
Kyle Sykes for the save. Kyle Sykes, he is supposed to wrestle Rose a little bit later, but he does not want to wait.
Referee Brandon Toll trying to break this up. What do we got going on here?
Well, neither of these two, nobody in the Collision Cup wants. Here we go.
Ringing the bell. We're getting right into the second match of this tournament right now. Kyle Sykes.
Kyle Sykes is an excitable young man. You know, he doesn't have the chic of so many other people in this tournament, but he is a young superstar that the PWC management is really a big fan of, and that's why he's getting this opportunity.
Absolutely, the youngest competitor in this tournament as well. I think it's safe to say the most inexperienced too, but Christian Rose, very aggressive in there, and we've always seen him as that striking, very dominant force when he is in the ring. He kicks you, he hits you with everything, including the kitchen sink, Jerome.
Yes, 2013, and a snapmare and a kick to the back by Sykes, but I think Christian Rose feels that 2013 is going to be his year as he gets a forearm. You know, this is a guy who's wrestled some of the best in wrestling, and now he's looking to become one of the best in the Southern Illinois region by becoming the heavyweight champion.
Very unorthodox look with the hair and his appearance, but he is so effective and so powerful in that ring.
Up and over, Sykes sends him over.
Sykes was ready for him. Rose. Oh!
Nice little kick there. Sykes, because he isn't nearly as tall, he's got to use his lack of size to his advantage by going low on these kicks and these drop kicks.
Absolutely, and goes for the, I guess a Frankensteiner outside there, but was caught.
Blocks the Rana.
Oh!
And those folks in the front row almost got a wrestler on their lap. And if you'll notice here, on our right side here, we have a young man by the name of Chase King, someone else Pro Wrestling Collision Management is very excited about. And he is obviously here scouting this match, and he seems particularly interested in Kyle Sykes.
Yeah, kind of taking a look at Kyle Sykes, who is clearly hurt. No other members of Team Overkill out here. Christian Rose is doing this one on his own, as we saw in the previous match. A little bit of interference from Zach Sawyer, but it did not pay off for Matt Cage, who was eliminated. And the winner of this match will face Joey O'Reilly, who won the opening round match.
Yes, this is very important for Christian Rose. He has to understand Joey O'Reilly had a tough match. Try to get this done as quickly as possible. Get this done, and you have more rest than O'Reilly, you have the advantage in the semifinals.
Absolutely, and Kyle Sykes just took a very brutal kick to the side of the head, was able to kick out, though, at 2.
And notice how he holds the backbreaker. I mean, that's a painful move. The backbreaker's bad enough, but when you're holding it.
Bending that spine right over his knee. Rose looking for some accolades from the crowd, but that is not happening here.
No, this crowd is clearly into Kyle Sykes, and Chase King just watching the affair, sort of seeing what he's got to look forward to in Pro Wrestling Collision.
Setting him up here. Oh, couldn't get him. Small package. This might be it.
That inside cradle is very dangerous indeed.
Could have been a big upset and a big advancement for Kyle Sykes, who is continuing to fight hard in a neck breaker.
These combination of moves, this is what wins your matches, when you can put together a series of moves.
That's right. Right now he is out-moving Christian Rose.
Suplex into the bridge.
Beautiful. And Christian Rose off his game at this point now.
Well, you know, he had the advantage early, but now Sykes has sort of tripped him up a little bit here.
You don't see Christian Rose do that very often.
There's a way that Sykes catches him.
Sykes going up, trying to be a high flyer.
And oh, Rose caught
Look
him.
at that.
He recovers so beautifully, and that's the difference between Christian Rose and so many other people is the recover.
Knee right to the face.
And that is just a huge move, and it's good enough for the win. Wow, what a lethal maneuver there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by pinfall, Christian Rose!
Shaping up now to be Joey O'Reilly versus Christian Rose in the semifinals of the Collision Heavyweight Championship.
You gotta say that Christian Rose almost had the easier match of the two, and he is at a distinct advantage now going into the semifinals.
Made short work of Kyle Sykes.
But you know, we're gonna see a lot more Sykes in the the 15 to the pin. He's going to score. Untouched. It's a touchdown. Oh, my.
105.1 VZA.
Got coffee? If not, head to Crossroads Coffee Company in Carterville. But not only do they have a variety of coffee and tea, you can pick up breakfast, lunch, or dinner anytime. That includes the Kevin Huns burger, an 8-ounce Angus burger on a toasted ciabatta bun and topped with homemade chili, pepper jack cheese, waffle fries, and jalapenos. $2 of each burger goes to the American Cancer Society. Check out the new wine and beer selection and be sure to join them for open mic night. Crossroads Coffee Company, located off Route 13 in Carterville.
Pro Wrestling Collision is back in action on Saturday, February 23rd at the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale. Doors open at 6:30 and bell time is set for 7 p.m. The Pro Wrestling Collision heavyweight champion Heath Hatton will be in action along with your favorite Pro Wrestling Collision stars. Tickets are just $10 for adults and $8 for students and kids 12 and under. Don't settle for anything less than the best. It's Pro Wrestling Collision on Saturday, February 23rd at the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale. Get your tickets now.
Our next contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit and is an opening round Collision Cup match. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Angelus Lane, from where the wild things are, Alex Castle!
The first couple of Pro Wrestling Collision, Alex Castle and Angelus Lane making their way to a chorus of boos as Castle gets ready for opening round action in the Collision Cup Championship.
Well, you know, Alex Castle has a very interesting story here in Pro Wrestling Collision. He was the last man entered into the tournament. Some in PWC management did not want him in this tournament. And now he's here, and he's got to face a very tough opponent in Ace Hawkins.
That's right, Ace Hawkins, one half of the Collision, Pro Wrestling Collision Tag Team Champions.
And his opponent, accompanied by his tag team partner, Brandon Espinosa. From Fort Collins, Colorado, he weighs 175 pounds and is one half of the Pro Wrestling Collision Tag Team Champions, Ace Hawkins!
Alex Castle going in for the aggressive start off here. Bell has sounded. Ace barely got his belt off as Alex Castle very aggressive here.
Well, that's the theme of the night. I mean, nobody wants to wait. There's no feeling out process. They want this championship. They have to wrestle 3 matches in the next 2 shows, and it's very important. Handspring elbow there by Hawkins.
That's right. You'll see all the opening round matches on this very first inaugural episode of Pro Wrestling Collision. And Castle is discombobulated already. And interesting note about Angelus Lane, she wanted to be a part of this tournament as well.
And we almost had a dive there, Angelus Lane. But Angelus Lane is not someone you want to mess around with. She's also feels she should have been in the Collision Cup. Huge dive there by Hawkins. A beautiful plancha. And you know, the diving offense of Hawkins is going to be huge to take on the bigger Castle.
That's right, Castle, of course, the bigger of the two here. And Hawkins early and up on the top rope. High cross body, beautifully done. And Castle into a headlock now. Stronger of the two as well. Whipped in, reversal. And
kicks it back, shove him right into the middle turnbuckles, establishing his power advantage is Castle.
That's right, as Angelus Lane cheering him on now. A lot of stomping going on as well.
And I think it's important for Castle, similar to what Matt Cage did earlier in the show, to sort of slow things down and try to battle Ace Hawkins here, the quicker of the two men.
Castle.
And creative director Adam Teston not impressed with Alex Castle's performance thus far. They've had a running feud on Twitter, of all things. Obviously a lot of unhappiness that Castle is in this tournament, but he is here, and I don't know about you, Kevin, but I believe that he deserves to be here. I think he's one of the 8 best that you could possibly have.
That's right. He has proven himself around the Midwest, as has everybody here. And look at this, Angeles Lane doing what she's out here to do, and that is choke Ace Hawkins as the referee is distracted by Hawkins' tag team partner, Brandon Espinosa. And we got to point out, too, Espy's got a match coming up next against Heath Hatton.
And there's potentially a semifinal match with Espinosa versus Hawkins. You have to think about that as you look at the brackets. Potentially, the tag team champions could be battling for the right to fight for the heavyweight title.
Very interesting dynamic going on here in this opening round of the Collision Championship. Pro Wrestling Collision Champion will crown a new champion on our next episode. But right now we're getting opening round action.
And there's a hard whip to the corner.
And
beautiful Rana there by Sykes. He's got to get himself ready here. 15-minute time limit. You got to move.
That's right. Hawkins now planted right into that
DDT.
mat. Yeah, you mentioned it there, Jerome, that these guys don't want to waste any time. There are a lot of pin attempts and hooking up the leg, not a whole lot of cockiness or nonchalant. They want to get this over and get on to that next round, because whoever goes to the finals will have wrestled 3 matches by the end of the night.
Yeah, and although you can say they've only wrestled, 15-minute time limit, these matches are going to take a lot out of you. Even wrestling 5 minutes can take a lot out of someone, and potentially they may not be able to wrestle. Nice combination and a choke slam there by Castle.
Another nonchalant cover this time, though.
Well, Castle's got to hook the leg. That's what he's got to do. If he wants to advance, these are the one half of the tag team champions. You cannot expect to pin someone without hooking the leg.
Absolutely. And Castle working on that neck of Ace Hawkins now. He's had some documented issues with his neck and back in the past, as he tries to move that into a pinning attempt to his advantage, but it doesn't work out.
He tries to bridge out, doesn't work because of the injured neck that you just mentioned, and that's a very important point. And I'm sure that Castle realizes that he has an injured neck, and that's why he's working on it.
Alex Castle doing his homework.
A beautiful move there to get out.
Oh! Nice shoulder block right into the midsection. There's a second one, but Castle gets right back up. Ace
Hawkins
with a fist.
Hawkins isn't going to win a striking contest, but it buys him some time.
Absolutely. Takes him down this time. Alex Castle goes down.
A flying hip attack there, and he leaps up and hits the Rana.
Setting him up once again. Springboards off those ropes. Not enough, though, to keep on top.
Well, both men, this has been a hard match already, as the previous two have been. This is a tournament. Angeles Lane distracting Hawkins here, and this may provide at Castle an opportunity. Boot to the face.
Not quite enough. Oh, look at that. He blocks that DDT and drops him right on his face.
Big kick to the back there.
To the side of the head as well. And you talked about the aggression in these matches and how they want to move it on. And these guys, you can already tell, they are spent as well.
And Alex Castle has extra motivation, because if he doesn't win this tournament, there is a possibility the PWC management is going to say, oh, well, you didn't win. You don't deserve to be a part of this company.
That's right. He's got a lot to prove here, as Ace Hawkins gets scooped up relatively easy, but slips right out of it.
Hawkins countering the snake eyes there. O'Connor roll out of the corner, and Hawkins catches himself.
Nicely done.
Hawkins has shown that he loves the crossbody and has used it to his advantage on at least 3 occasions.
Is not able to stay on top, but moves back onto him. Kicks out, though. Both these men So much on the line here, and Ace looking for some motivation from the crowd. I think he's just about out of it here.
Another crossbody, using that to his advantage. Takes the time to yell at Angelus Lane, and a leaping kick to the face.
And
Hawkins
Alex
has to
Castle
watch
on
himself.
Dream Street. Yeah, he's getting very distracted by Angelus Lane here. Sunset flip,
And he
not
sits down
enough.
in the alligator pin. Lane with the
Look at
support
this.
and a 3 count.
Referee Corey Hawes missed it. Angelus Lane clearly had
Ladies
Alex
and
Castle's
gentlemen,
hands.
your winner by pinfall,
That is highway robbery.
Alex Castle.
PWC management not going to be happy with that, but Alex Castle has to be relieved that he escapes and advances.
Ace Hawkins upset. Brandon Espinosa upset. Not the way either one of these men wanted to see this opening round matchup end.
No, but, you know, these are the tag team champions. I look forward to seeing them compete as a team in the very near future.
You bring up a very good point there, Jerome. Espy gearing up for his matchup too. That's coming up next against Heath Hatton.
Pro Wrestling Collision is back in action on Saturday, February 23rd at the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale. Doors open at 6:30 and bell time is set for 7 p.m. The Pro Wrestling Collision heavyweight champion Heath Hatton will be in action along with your favorite Pro Wrestling Collision stars. Tickets are just $10 for adults and $8 for students and kids 12 and under. Don't settle for anything less than the best. It's Pro Wrestling Collision on Saturday, February 23rd at the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale. Get your tickets now. Hey everybody, I'm Chris Hagstrom.
I'm Kevin Huntsberger.
And I'm Adam Testa. And if you're looking for the smartest and snarkiest commentary on professional wrestling, look no further than From the Rafters Radio.
Sometimes Aaron Heller and Chet Smart join us, but, you know, they're not really that important.
That's From the Rafters Radio each Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time at WGGH.net or Monster Radio 1150 a.m. Got coffee? If not, head to Crossroads Coffee Company in Carterville. But not only do they have a variety of coffee and tea, you can pick up breakfast, lunch, or dinner anytime. That includes the Kevin Huntsberger, an 8-ounce Angus burger on a toasted ciabatta bun and topped with homemade chili, pepper jack cheese, waffle fries, and jalapenos. $2 of each burger goes to the American Cancer Society. Check out the new wine and beer selection and be sure to join them for open mic night. Crossroads Coffee Company located off Route 13 in Carterville.
And is an opening round Collision Cup match. Making his way to the ring from St. Louis, Missouri. He weighs 180 pounds. He is one half of the Pro Wrestling Collision Tag Team Champions, Brandon Espinosa!
This will be an interesting opening round matchup, Jerome, as both Brandon Espinosa and his opponent Heath Hatton, two of the most popular stars in Pro Wrestling Collision.
Yeah, the fans actually like both of these men.
And his opponent, he comes to us from Norris City, Illinois. He weighs 206 pounds. Heath Hatton!
Pro Wrestling Collision is brought to you by Crossroads Coffee Company in Carterville, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 6 days a week. Heath Hatton, very popular here in Pro Wrestling Collision, as is his opponent. We were alluding to it a minute ago, Jerome. Brandon Espinosa, one half of the Pro Wrestling Collision Tag Team Champions.
And I think it speaks to the fact that Espinosa stayed for Hawkins' match, but Hawkins isn't staying out here. I think the reason is Angelus Lane was out here for Castle, Hawkins needed the support. Espinosa's wrestling someone who has integrity, so he doesn't need Hawkins to be out here.
Absolutely, a very good point here as we get a handshake. As two friends, these two are friends to each other and have really come around the Midwest and beyond, wrestling with each other and against each other.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you there a little bit. They're not friends right now. They want a championship. They want to make the extra trip to the pay window. They want the PWC Heavyweight Championship.
Very good point. They both have their eyes on the prize. Doing a lot of amateur-style wrestling here right now. Like to see this.
Right, and this is going to be a clean match. You know, there's no rivalry here. You'll probably see a clean break, I bet. No.
Twist the arm. There's a lot on the line here, as we mentioned. Sunset flip.
Just a series of near falls here. Both men, again, going right for the victory.
The quicker you get this done, the quicker you move on to the semifinals, which we will bring to you in 2 weeks here on Pro Wrestling Collision.
Absolutely, and Hatton going for the backslide here. And this is such a lethal maneuver as performed by some people. And look, he maintains the hold here.
A struggle going on here. I think Hatton, though, definitely the stronger of the two. Goes for a hip toss, blocks it, but Hatton able to get it. Arm drag takedown, there's the second one. Turning up the pace. Picking it up quick here.
Another arm drag. These two guys, you know, they're keeping it basic, clean, but it's still aggressive. And we go to a stalemate. The crowd very appreciative of the efforts of both men here.
Absolutely right there. A lot of sportsmanship you're going to be seeing exhibited throughout the course of this matchup.
And, you know, I think this is a smart move to maybe slow things down a little bit. You know, there's not a rivalry. These guys know each other. But in this case, it's probably a good idea to maybe take a step back, see where you're at.
That's right. Espinosa, the 2011 Missouri Wrestling Revival Wrestler of the Year. And, of course, Heath Hatton has wrestled for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. He's wrestled for WWE. Beautiful drop kick there. And those are some of the reasons why he gets high-profile matches, Jerome.
Exactly. He missed the drop kick there. Espinosa's nobody to sneeze at. You know, he's competed for a number of organizations in the area as we get a 2 count. And he's also competed for, you know, some of the top independent wrestling companies in the United States.
That's right. Both these men have a great pedigree so early on in their careers. There is nothing but a bright future ahead for either one of these men, both of these men, I must say. And right now, Hatton trying to power out of this move.
And this is a dangerous move for Espinosa, actually, because Hatton has the upper body development advantage. And it's probably easy for him to power out as he uses right hands. Nice shot to the neck.
A little bit of aggression coming out now from Espinosa.
Slapjack right there by Hatton.
Hooks the leg. Is it enough? No. As Hatton now turns it up a little bit more. The intensity, the adrenaline pumping as the championship, the Pro Wrestling Collision Championship, a new champion will be crowned. Edmund Livewire McGuire unable to fulfill the obligations involved with being the champion and has surrendered the title.
And a nice clothesline there by Espinosa. You mentioned McGuire earlier. What a legacy he's left in the Southern Illinois region. And that's what these 8 men are trying to do, is to honor that in some way by putting on a great tournament and trying to win.
Absolutely. And so far, the first 3 opening round matches, Jerome, off the charts. Very quick, fast-paced matches because these men know what's exactly on the line, and this match is not disappointing either.
Right, and it's the debut show, and if you want to continue to impress PWC management, as Espinosa will press anyone with that drop kick, and a 2 count, as I was saying, you know, you really got to impress management, and that means going out there, being aggressive, winning matches, advancing in the tournaments.
Body scissors here, putting that pressure on Hatton's abdomen and even up in his chest, putting a tight squeeze on him.
Absolutely. If, you know, Espinosa may have the tag team titles, but if he wants to make a name for himself as in the singles division, the best way to do that is to defeat a top-level competitor like Hatton. Not only do you advance in the tournament, but you beat someone who I think people are really looking to in 2013 as being one of the top stars.
Absolutely. May also wanting to be to avenge the loss of his partner Ace Hawkins in that opening round, to show that these two men can do it as a tag team and individually.
Hatton taking him in the corner there. Nice back elbow by Espinosa.
Oh!
Clothesline. Oh, that may have nailed him right in the jaw, of all places.
Man, and he is grabbing that jaw and chin area, as you mentioned. Not a full body cover there.
Yeah, but Espinosa's wounded. You know, he held his jaw momentarily there, but Espinosa might be in a little bit of trouble.
Will Hatton be able to capitalize on it?
Into the corner. Shoulder blocks there by Espinosa.
There's a second one. Breaks it off cleanly. Not going to wait for Hatton, though, and charges right in like a freight train.
And Espinosa showing off a little bit of his own power as Hatton gets a boot out of the corner.
That's right. Espinosa walks right in, or ran right into that, rather. Another clothesline of beauty.
Well, if you're going to win with the clothesline a couple minutes ago and you're going to hit Espinosa on the jaw, I would do exactly what Hatton just did and bring it back.
Hatton climbing up to the top rope here.
Espinosa's going to meet him up there, though. This is danger zone for both guys.
Espinosa looking to suplex him off the top, but that's not going to work as Hatton, the more powerful of the two, fights back. Could get a top rope missile drop kick here. No.
Body. Beautiful maneuver. 1, 2, no.
We've seen Hatton do both.
Yeah, Hatton does not have a lot of moves that he does from the top, but the crossbody and the missile drop kick, very effective.
Goes for that clothesline, a third one, but misses. Espy, beautiful move off the ropes there.
And Espinosa trying to get the momentum back.
He's getting it, I think.
Uranagi, nicely done. 1, 2, no.
Man, that was close, though. That was very close, Jerome.
Exactly. The Uranagi works for some wrestlers, evidently not for Espinosa, but Hatton is hurt.
And he's stalking him now, gonna cinch him up here. Oh, no, not enough.
Hatton takes him to the corner. Oh, another vicious clothesline.
Getting that momentum off the ropes, too, adds just more power to it.
That's a shot to the top of the head.
2. And that was a near fall as well.
Great match here. These two are really, you know, it's about the championship. It's about entertaining the fans. It's about so many things, but you know that these two guys really want the victory.
Final opening round match of the Collision Championship. A new Pro Wrestling Collision champion. Oh, and Hatton's shoulder.
And when your shoulder goes into the post, that hurts, folks.
Oh, man, right into that steel post.
That's steel, you know. There's a little bit of padding there, but it's all steel once you get to a certain point.
That's right. His left shoulder rammed right into it. Oh!
There's a kick. Hatton down, and Espinosa, this is his time to take advantage. He's got to stay on his man.
And he's going to do it. Look at the look on his face as well. Very focused, and he knows exactly what is on the line here.
He looks intense. I mean, he looks
and Hatton
really
almost
intense.
Wanting a timeout. He's grabbing that left shoulder.
Hatton appears
he's hurt.
He appears hurt, and you know, obviously this is a concern for this match.
Referee Brandon Toll checking on him. Now wait a minute.
Alex Castle's coming back into the ring and distracting Espinosa.
Defeated Espinosa's tag team partner Ace Hawkins a few minutes ago.
And Alex Castle's hearing it from someone in PWC management here. Espinosa going for the—
Look at that, wait a minute.
I don't think—
Castle grabs the feet. Heath Hatton did not see that.
No, it is worth mentioning Hatton did not see that. He gets the victory, though.
The winner by pinfall, Heath Hatton.
What is Alex Castle's gripe with Espinosa? I don't know.
I think Alex Castle's just looking to make trouble on this show. I mean, he got it. You know, he's into the semifinals. You know, he's just trying to make trouble at this point.
And Heath Hatton, we got to point it out too, perhaps the top story from this matchup, he's holding that shoulder, but he's got to advance. In 2 weeks, he goes to the semifinals, Jerome.
Right. Shoulders are nothing to mess with. You know, baseball players, when they hurt their shoulder, they can be out for months. And Espinosa not happy, but I don't think Espinosa realizes that Hatton did not see how he won.
A lot of confusion going on in the ring right now.
Yeah, neither the referee nor Hatton saw it.
Espinosa is not happy at all. And quite honestly, I don't blame him. He was, frankly, screwed out of an opportunity here to compete for the Collision Championship.
Right, Espinosa taking liberties with the situation, obviously not happy.
Taking his tag team championship. He still has that. Folks, we will be back in 2 weeks with semifinal action, and we will crown a new Pro Wrestling Collision heavyweight champion.